Hi, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon at Clinton High School, Rion Gordon signed a letter of intent to continue not only his athletic career, but also his education up at Brevard College in Brevard, North Carolina. Playing for, what is it, the Tornadoes, I believe?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, one of the first questions I have for you is, did anybody else show interest in you, any other schools?
Yes, sir. I had about 6 other offers. I had Weber International down in Florida, Central Methodist University in Missouri, Culver Stockton in Missouri, McPherson was out in Kansas, Greenville University in Illinois, and I also had Ripon College in Wisconsin. And that's all of them.
Those are some kind of far afield and spread out a good bit.
Yes, sir.
Which one was the closest one to home? Brevard, I reckon?
Brevard was, yes, sir.
Okay. How many of those did you actually visit?
The only one I actually visited was Brevard. I had a couple other visits scheduled to go out to the other schools, but when I went to Brevard, they kind of laid out what I wanted, so I knew that's where I wanted to go.
What was it they laid out that made you so impressed with them that you made up your mind on the spot?
When I went there, I sat down with the special teams coordinator, and first of all, he asked me if I wanted to go play just offensive line or just long snapper or try to do both. And I had told him that my main focus going into college is I wanted to go long snap. So that's what I'll end up doing. And then he told me that I have a good shot at starting right away, as long as I go in and do what I'm supposed to do, that I was his number one guy. And then they also told me with what degree I want to go into, that in my senior year they will start me on a GA program so I can start coaching there as well.
Hey, that's good. Did he say anything about maybe you being a backup on the line?
The offensive line coach did come and talk to me, and he's like, you can be our emergency center, so that might be something in play there.
Okay, on that one. Now, talk about this past season for the Red Devils. That was very special.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure that's probably the highlight of your career down in Orangeburg, winning the title. Just talk a little bit about that.
So this year's been special. I mean, we've had adversity with the hurricane and the city fire, and just how this group rallied around that and really put on a show for Clinton, finishing off in Orangeburg with a big win over Barnwell. I mean, they can't get more special than that. Definitely a storybook ending to a career here at Clinton, something I will never forget.
So you want to go into coaching later, so you're going to major in education up there?
Yes, sir. So I want to go to exercise science and physical education double major with a minor in coaching. And then hopefully my plan is to come back here and coach someday.
Oh, back here at Clinton itself?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure they'd probably like to have you around. So I'm sure you haven't burned any bridges, let's put it that way. So
I am not, there's only one thing. I thought that the school in Wisconsin was Ripon. I may be wrong, but
It might be.
I know one person who went to school there,
Yes, sir.
Harrison Ford, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I used to know a guy in Spartanburg who was a radio guy named Bill Drake. He went to Ripon with Harrison Ford, and he told me that Harrison Ford avoided the draft and went to Canada during Vietnam. But it is I know a pretty prestigious school. You're stout and you're strong, and it just seems I thought all year now you're just on a long snap, but I don't see why you can't play in the offensive line if you need to. I mean, I think from a person who was once an offensive line, and when I'm taking pictures, I pay attention to it, and I think that you might be healthier if you don't, but I think it's something that you could do.
Yes, sir. And it's definitely still on the table, but we'll see that when I get there.
definitely be less wear and tear on your body probably.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to sprint 40 yards covering punts, though. That's what.
Yeah. But only doing that probably about 4 to 5 times a game
You hope.
versus car wrecks for probably 60 plays a game.
Did you have to wait around for things to kind of shake out for you? Was that concerning at all, since you actually wanted to play in college?
Yes, sir. So I had about 1 or 2 going into my senior year. I had Weber. I got Weber when I was in my sophomore year. And then Culver Stockton came around this summer. And so they were both kind of far out, and that's the only. I mean, I've been talking to a good bit of schools. I've talked to higher up schools. I've talked to D1, D2, D3, all of them. But nobody was really pulling the trigger. So it definitely got coming down to the wire was stressing me out. I can say that I'm definitely breathing a sigh of relief now that I've officially made my decision.
Let me tell you who else is probably breathing a sigh of relief. Is your parents. They're not going to have to go so far to see you play.
Oh yeah, that's one of the
I wonder
big worries.
about this because I realize that PC doesn't offer scholarships,
Mhm.
but they allegedly work out deals so that did PC talk to you at all?
Football wise, no.
I can't believe that. At the
Um,
state championship game, I was standing next to Steve Englehart, and that crowd of all those people there, which is about 3 times as many as I've ever seen at a PC game. I said, Steve, you got to figure out a way to tap into this, you know? And I can't believe that PC doesn't make an active effort to get Clinton kids over there for attendance, for support, for everything else. It makes me mad. Everybody who never played it down at Gaffney is at PC. For next fall.
It's a tough time to go as a freshman right
Oh,
now
yeah.
because of the portal and,
Yes, sir.
various other things. But we know the schools, a lot of these Midwestern schools are either Division III or NAIA. Am I right about that?
Yes,
The ones
sir.
that you were talking about. So maybe the portal is as big a factor with NAIA.
It definitely
It is surprising though how many basketball players from somewhat major, from like basketball schools of what's called the mid-major.
Mhm.
It's amazing how many Division III All-Americans. Is Brevard Division II?
Division 3.
Division III? Okay, so it's non-scholarship
Yes, sir.
as well. Makes PC look even stupider.
Well, again, we want to congratulate you today. Wish you nothing but success up there. And may both your academic and football career go well up there. And I'm sure they've told you here that once you're a Red Devil, you're always a Red Devil.
Yes, sir. Thank you.